If you're just chopping up long videos and posting clips without testing what actually works, you're basically throwing darts blindfolded. It might feel like you're creating content, but honestly, it's a wildly inefficient strategy that leaves your growth entirely up to luck. Too many creators fall into the trap of spitting out a dozen clips and just praying that one of them hits the algorithm's jackpot. The big brands don't gamble with their reach. They test, iterate, and scale the content that actually drives results. You should definitely be doing the same thing, but manually editing and A/B testing dozens of clips feels like an absolute nightmare. That's where a tool like Vizard comes in, and honestly, it completely changes the game for creators. Think about the math for a second. A/B testing saves you time, money, and eliminates the guesswork. It tells you exactly what grabs eyeballs and what is just turning into background noise in the feed. Doing this by hand is exhausting because exporting, recaptioning, and swapping thumbnails across 4 different platforms eats up your entire day. With Vizard, you just upload your long-form video and the tool finds the best moments, spins up multiple variants, and lines them up for you. You end up with usable clips faster, and most importantly, you have enough variations to actually run a proper test. Here is how you should roll with this workflow. First, connect all your social accounts to the platform. The tool hooks into your TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube so that when it produces a batch of clips, it can also publish them automatically. This connection is crucial because running an A/B test without real-world performance data is completely pointless. You need to know exactly which clip drove the most watch time, clicks, or profile saves. When everything is connected, the AI can pull platform-specific metadata to help prioritize which clips to cut first. Next, pick a solid long-form video, like a podcast episode, a webinar, or even a vlog with high energy. Drop that file into the tool and let the AI scan for high engagement cues like laughter, volume peaks, or topic shifts. It identifies those magical aha moments where the host drops a punchline or a really useful tip. The tool auto-creates multiple clips optimized for each specific platform, including the correct aspect ratios. You get different hook options, engaging captions, and thumbnail suggestions without having to scrub a timeline for hours. But don't just trust the first batch and call it a day, because the smart way to test is to create purposeful variations. If one clip's hook is struggling to grow, and another is, here's a growth hack you missed, run them against each other. The software makes this easy by outputting several versions of the same moment with different intros or crop styles. You can figure out exactly what draws people in by testing different thumbnail frames and opening seconds. In the beginning, you can afford to be broad with your variables to see what sticks. As you collect more data, start narrowing those variables down to isolate what is actually moving the KPI you care about. Here is a practical tip. Don't try to test everything at once or your data will get messy. If you change the hook, the thumbnail, and the caption at the same time, you won't know which change actually caused the lift. Start by testing just the hook and the thumbnail while keeping the caption and the posting time consistent. Once you find a winner, then you can iterate on the caption or try a different call to action. And about metrics. For short-form content, watch time and audience retention are the absolute kings. But don't ignore click-through rate, shares, and conversion rates if you are driving traffic to a landing page. If a clip brings tons of views, but 0 clicks, it is a great awareness asset, but it isn't a direct response tool. Use those awareness clips to feed retargeting funnels and double down on the clips that actually convert. One thing creators underestimate is time. You have to let your tests breathe for a while. A 3-day run usually isn't enough to get accurate data, especially since algorithmic reach can be quite volatile. I usually give a test at least 7 days, so the data has a chance to stabilize. That window is usually enough to see trends without you waiting forever for results. Now, let's talk about why other tools might fall short for this specific type of high-volume testing. Manual editing in professional software is powerful, but it is slow and requires skills most creators don't want to spend hours learning. Mobile editors are great for a single handcrafted clip, but they don't scale when you need dozens of variants every week. Other transcription-based tools are fantastic for fast cuts, but they aren't built to automatically surface viral moments. Standalone schedulers are fine for posting, but they don't solve the clip discovery and editing problem for you. You end up stitching multiple tools together and losing valuable time and context along the way. Vizard bundles the discovery, editing, variant generation, and scheduling into one single flow. That means you can churn out dozens of well-structured test variations from a single master file in just a few minutes. Another huge advantage. It is way cheaper than hiring an editor repeatedly and much faster than learning complex software. For small teams, that is the difference between posting twice a week and having a steady cadence of optimized content. Here is a quick walkthrough of a session. Upload your file, let the tool detect highlights, and pick the ones you like. Tweak the captions and thumbnails if you want, and then create your test groups directly on the dashboard. For each group, choose the platforms you want and set a posting cadence that fits your overall strategy. The content calendar shows you a visual schedule so you don't accidentally spam followers or post the same thing too often. If something is performing well, you can duplicate and reformat it for other platforms right from the same dashboard. This saves you from the constant back and forth between 10 different apps just to get one post live. Because we all worry about brand voice, the tool lets you add default caption templates and style guides so AI suggestions stay on brand. That is a huge clutch feature if you are managing multiple shows or different clients simultaneously. Don't forget to look at retention graphs to see exactly where people are dropping off during your video. If a clip brings higher retention but low clicks, try swapping the call to action or adding a stronger visual cue. A smart workflow is to group your clips into tiers: a test tier, an Amplify tier, and an Evergreen tier. The Amplify tier holds the clips that pass the test and get more frequent posting, maybe even a small ad boost. The Evergreen tier is for the consistently high performers you can repurpose over months without them getting stale. If you are trying to grow with short-form content, testing must be central to your process. The difference between random posting and data-driven scaling is massive for your channel's growth. It is not magic, but it is the closest thing to it. Faster iteration, less busy work, and a clearer path to connecting with your audience. If you want to try it out, pick a recent long video, run one session, and see what the tool pulls for you. You'll be surprised how much better your strategy looks once you stop guessing and start testing. All right, that is my take on the workflow, so give it a shot and let me know what kind of winners the tool finds for you.